stuff out. And I wanted to share a couple of decluttering tips for the not naturally organized creative who wouldn't doesn't want to spend a ton of time doing housework either. So many times we think that just because we may not be naturally organized, my arm's gonna get tired holding this. Just because we are not naturally organized means that we can't be organized. And I want to dispel that myth. And so I'm going to be talking about decluttering on my channel for a while. In case you're meeting for the very first time, my name is April Bragg, and I am a clarity coach. And I have coached on many different topics, especially around the need for getting clear about what we want in our relationships, what we want in our life, what we want in our business. Because with lack of clarity, when we don't have clarity, then we can't aim for something specific. And when we don't aim for something specific, then we are pulled off track on what we want. And it seems like we're just doing everything that everybody else wants, which maybe for some personalities is fine. But if there's certain things that you're wanting to get done in life, then you want to develop that skill of focus. And I call it a skill because I believe that even if we struggle with being neurodiverse or ADHD or creatives or maybe just a part of this busy, busy life, that we can um, increase our focus. And with increased focus comes a better appreciation for our own life. And also, we get more things done faster, and then we get more time to go back to whatever it is we truly enjoy doing. This is really just me trying out also what it's like to go live on my phone because my account just crossed the 100-person subscriber list on YouTube. And then after that, you can go live on your phone. And so we're just going to see if this is a great way to talk to y'all and if it seems fun and helpful and advantageous. Oh, if you're an experienced YouTuber, share all your YouTubing tips in the comments below. I will receive them. And if you are starting out like I am, then just watch me. Watch me figure out how and make all the mistakes. Because if there is a tech mistake that you can make, I will make it. But I did want to give you something valuable. So if you feel like, hey, I am not a naturally organized person, but I'm very creative and I want to spend more time doing creative work, but I can't, or I feel guilty because, there's other things that need to be done, there's other chores, there's, tasks that are hollering at me and telling me I've got to do stuff, um, pulling my attention away. Stay tuned to this channel. But the one thing I want you to know is this. Just because you're not naturally organized doesn't mean that you can't be organized. Organization is a skill. It's a skill that we can develop. And it's kind of like a muscle too. The more we do it, the easier it's going to get. But here's what happens, and here's where we set ourselves up for failure. We keep on trying to do everything other people's ways. And we think that if it doesn't work for us, especially if we're creative, then it's that there's something wrong with us. And it's not that there's something wrong with us, except for thinking that there's something wrong with us. It's just that we haven't spent enough time figuring out what's going to work for us, what specifically works for us. And that's why I really wanted to talk to those of you who are creatives. Um, maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom who has tons of hobbies. Maybe that was me. And now I'm an entrepreneur. And now I'm a coach. And now I'm a lot of things because that's what we do. We do a lot of things. We are not signed up for a boring life. And there's still boring stuff that needs to get done. And so the question we want to ask ourselves is, how do we get it done as easily, as simply, as quickly as possible so that we can get back to spending more time doing the things we love? So, number one, remember, just because you're not naturally organized doesn't mean that you can't be naturally organized. I mean, doesn't mean that you can't become organized. Number two, stop when you try to use somebody else's system and it doesn't work. Stop making it mean that there's something wrong with you. There's not. All that's wrong is that you are not, you haven't tapped into your own creativity in this category. And that is tip number three. Tap into your own creativity. Listen, if you're a creative problem solver. That's what I know about you. You also might be continually being distracted by shiny object syndrome. I am too, a little bit. But you can creatively solve problems. And so approach organization like it is a creative problem that needs to be solved. So that means slowing down, looking at it, and saying, what is it I'm trying to do here? What do I want to see? Or if you're more the experimental type, what would happen if I tried this? That's what I'm doing with these YouTube lives. Yeah, they ask you all kinds of questions like, do you want to go vertical? Do you want to go horizontal? And I'm like, I don't know. Do you want to send this link to anybody? I said, I don't know. Maybe I do. I sent the link to somebody. Guess what? Then they don't allow you to go live until that person comes on because they assumed that that person was going to host that video with you. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Had to completely cancel it out so that I could go live. And so it's like, oh, learn something new every day. So, those 3 points. Remember, you can get organized. You can become organized, and you can organize in a way that just fits you. Now, what fits you might be, I have a stack of papers for my bills, a stack. Other people will be like, I want to file them away. Other people, this is me, I don't want to think about them at all. So I put everything on auto bill pay. But that also required, when I did auto bill pay, that also required that I put a little buffer in my banking account in case a bill went higher than I thought it was. Ooh, creative problem solving. This is our forte, people. We might do things and we might get unintentional uh, consequences, results, and then we go back and we're like, oh, let me try it again. Let me try it again. The only thing that we will have to work on, the muscle that we will have to strengthen, is staying on that same problem long enough all the way until it's solved. And one of the ways we can do that is just getting really intentional by asking the question, what is the problem that I'm trying to solve here? What is it? Why does this keep on happening? Why does the living room keep on getting messy all the time? What's going on? What's the problem I'm trying to solve? Why is it that I feel like I can never relax and go work on a project? Why do I feel guilty when I want to go work on a project? Get very intentional with a problem you're going to solve. And if you'd like help, stay tuned to this channel, subscribe, and in the upcoming days, I'll share how you can get better, closer, unique, customized support if you want it. But if you'll just remember that you can take your creativity to problem solve your organization just as much as you use your creativity to solve all kinds of other problems, figure out other things. I mean, come on. Tell me in the comments below. How many things do you know how to do that are like kind of like random, like kind of outside your career? For example, I know how to can. I know how to raise chickens. I know how to bake amazing homemade bread. I know how to create spreadsheets. I know how to create spreadsheets that reference other spreadsheets. I know how to run a whole vacation Bible school program. That's something I don't ever want to do again, but I know how to do it. I know how to throw a party, and I am not a party planner. I know how to sew, and I don't sew my clothes. It's crazy. All the things that we were into, and then sometimes we move on. And now, uh, I know how to coach. I know how to run a business. I have found my passions. I know how to organize just about anything. And it is so crazy to me that I'm here and I'm kind of so passionate about it when before I was so disorganized. I was not the naturally organized person. I had to learn the skills bit by bit by bit, but then I found out that this is where I enjoy my creativity is in problem solving around efficiency and saving time, saving money, getting to say use more of our time to do the things that we love. So, all that to say, don't think that just because you're creative, you can't have a home you love, a life you love. You can't have peace and calm. It doesn't always have to be chaotic. It might take a few trials and errors to figure it out. And if you want to do it more quickly, then reach out to me, and I'll show you how to get into that private group. Um, but you've got this. You can do this. Okay. All right. Anyway, well, this was fun. Hi. Hi, Meg. Oh, hey. I've got comments here, y'all. This is a lot of fun. I enjoy going live for the very first time, and now it's time for me to figure out how to end this live gracefully. If this has helped you, if you can, feel free to share it with other people. I would love to keep the growth on this channel. It'd be a lot of fun. It'd be really fun to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I just hit 100, so now I'm like, yay! And let's see if we can get to 1,000. But I'm telling you guys, I'm not an expert when it comes to YouTube. I am an expert at coaching. I am an expert at organizing. I am an expert at making bread. I'm really good at that. And I just do it for my family. If you have bread making tips, bread making questions, that's also something that you can ask me about. Um, the secret is in understanding how yeast works. If you figure that out, if you just take a really, really scientific approach to that, you'll figure it out. Oh, I love coffee. Tell me what you love in the comments. Oh, thanks, Meg. You're so happy I went live. I This is really fun actually because I don't know if you're a creative or not too. I'm assuming you are if you're here. But some of my best ideas come to me kind of right on the spot. And so if I try to prepare the conversation ahead of time too much, then it feels like it gets a little stilted and boring and teachy. It sounds like I'm lecturing people, which, who wants to listen to that? I don't. But to just kind of spontaneously answer questions and share comments and tips and things like that, I love that. I love working spontaneously with people. And so that's why I really thought that I would like going live. And so far, it's not disappointing. What'd you say? Oh, I have a YouTube channel, but I only have 8 subscribers. Oh, well, that's where I was about a few weeks ago. It really is hard. You know what's really hard is when you get on YouTube and you see somebody else saying, how I monetized my channel in 5 days. And you're like, okay, I've been here 5 days and I've done all those things and it's not working. But if we can drop the comparison and just kind of like use that time, number one, kind of trusting that it's just like organizing. It's just a skill that I'm going to learn. There is a little bit of luck, there's a little bit of chance, but it's also a skill. Eventually, we'll get there. And as long as I'm enjoying it, then I won't get tired of the process, tired of the journey. And that's what I've had to tell myself over and over and over again. So, I was stuck from 0 to 65 for weeks, months. Months, and I wasn't even sure. I mean, and part of that was I just wasn't even sure what I wanted to do because I did a podcast before, and then I was getting tired of editing the podcast, and I really felt like YouTube was a more, call me crazy, but more intimate experience, and it's not disappointing because, like, I love this interaction that we can have back and forth. But it just so happened it was getting hard to do videos, and I thought, "Well, let me try lives." And I really thought that lives would be, like, worse on viewership because I figured, YouTube wanted more curated content. But I decided I'll just do it for 3 or 4 weeks because this might be the only way that I can do videos. And like I said, sometimes I do better thinking off the top of my head than planning. And I mean, than lecturing, creating lecture videos. And for some reason, my second video, which I wasn't even gonna post because the sound quality was terrible, but I'd gone live, so it had already posted itself, and I just left it, and it got the most views of anything, and then my subscriber list went from 65 to now over 100 just on that video. I still don't understand. I don't know why. So it's not like I can tell you a specific tip. I mean, if I were being really obnoxious, I would say you just need to go live, but I don't know I don't know why it worked, and I don't know if that was what worked, or I don't know. But I do know, what'd you say? I'm a kid, so I don't think I will get to 100 subscribers. Oh, oh, see, I didn't even know that there are limits on that way, but does YouTube limit you because of your age? Or are you thinking that people won't listen to you because you're a kid? Because I'm guessing, here's what I'm learning. We're not the only people that are like us on a platform this big. So remember that. Talk to what you love, talk to um, talk to what you love. Yeah, I don't think nobody would listen to me. Oh my gosh. Well, we just don't know now, will we? Until you start talking more. But I wouldn't assume that just because I mean, you have 8 subscribers, so somebody wants to listen to you. And I'm listening to you. We're just doing it through chat. But yeah, that thought, I don't know that somebody would want to listen to me, makes it harder for you to show up and talk, which makes it harder for them to listen to you. But if you had the thought, there are other people like me waiting for me to show up, try that on. Try thinking there are other people like me waiting for me to show up, and then just show up. Keep on showing up. Every time you do, learn one thing. I hope that helps. And thank you so much for showing up to mine. Now, go show up for your one person, okay? All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm going to close this because my arm is getting shaky and tired. I always wanted to be a makeup influencer. Oh my gosh. I love the makeup videos. Okay. And I'm not great at makeup. So listen, I always wanted to be. No, Meg, here's the new thought. I am a makeup influencer. I'm starting right now. Right now. I am influencing now. Just show up. Just do it. Just do it. Like they say, do it janky until you can do it well. Just try, do what you can. Share one tip, share one thing, but just keep on showing up. We all get better the longer that we do stuff. And that's what I'm gonna keep on doing. I'm gonna keep on showing up. I don't know if I'll get more subscribers or not, but that's okay because eventually our skill, when we keep on showing up, practice becomes skill, and then skill yields results. All right. Oh, I'm glad it helped. All right. Let's talk again soon. I'll probably do a sit at my desk live tomorrow with a topic in hand. Bring your questions, bring and I'll check the chat again, but this was fun. Thank you for joining me. See you all again soon. Subscribe. Bye.